a bright, cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13. Winston Smith, his chin muzzled into his breast, in an effort to escape from the vile wind, slipped quickly through the glass doors of Victory Mansions, though not quickly enough to prevent the swirl of gritty dust from entering along with him. Hello, I'm Avid. Yes, I'm back. And I'm doing something slightly different, okay? I'm going to start reviewing graphic novels. Reason is I don't see many people doing that, you know. People review books and stuff. Well, they are books, and in case you didn't know, I am actually a graphic artist and musician, so you know what I mean? So I could have a look at some of the competition. Anyway, the piece I just read comes from a book by George Orwell, 1984. And what's happened is a wonderful illustrator by the name of Fido Nesti has done the graphic novel of the book, and as you can see the cover there. Is it worth a read? Most definitely. I'll go into that in a little bit. And the illustration, what's it like? I think he's done a marvellous job, especially expressing the mood that the book portrays, or the situation that the book actually portrays. The author is George Orwell, and he was born in 1903 in Bengal. I'm not going to go too deeply on about the author now. There's much about him on the interweb, as it were, and stuff, and as I say, I'm not going to go too deep on Orwell today. Falling back to Fido, again, he was born in Sao Paulo, in 1971, and he's worked in illustration and comics for, I don't know, it must be over 30 years now. Anyway, his drawings can be seen in, I think it's the Folha de São Paulo, which is a newspaper. And he's also done some work, I believe, in the New Yorker magazine. Again, look the chap up, and I think he's a very, very, very good illustrator. So, what am I saying now about 1984? Well, it's interesting. I think Stephen Fry, I believe, made a comment once about that. Politicians and the like, and about 1984, is that about 70% of the people who say they've read the book 1984 actually haven't. What can I say about 1984? My grandparents, were quite progressive, and I read 1984. It affected me quite deeply at the young age that I read it. What did I take from it? Well, myself, personally, I can only speak for myself, is that if any politician tells you he's read 1984 and they're still a politician, probably don't believe they read it. Or, if they have read it, by golly, they're narcissists. That's my opinion anyway. As I say, that's solely my opinion. Obviously, some people from the far right, no doubt, will say, it's a book about the far left, and no doubt the far left will say it's a book about the far right. I look at it slightly differently. I look at it being that if you follow the path this book portrays, and the story this is telling you, it doesn't matter if you're left wing or right wing, you're going to end up in exactly the same position. So I would say yes, definitely read it. Another thing, any book you read and everything, once you've read this book, you'll find sometimes this book has had quite an influence on the authors of other books, etc., etc., etc. I'm not going to go into that right now, but as I say, I'm going to be doing further reviews, and when that comes up, I'll actually point it out. Anyway, the book. It's printed by it's Penguin Books, okay, and my God, my eyes are bad. I think in the UK it was coming in at, I think it was £20, but as I say, look around. Good thing is sometimes get a previously read version, etc. But make sure you do. Make sure you read it. And any potential graphic artists out there and everything, definitely read it. Definitely look at Fido's artwork. It's definitely worth the look. So to be honest, I mean, with this book, I'm going to always give this a 10 out of 10. I will, because George Orwell wrote it and what the subject matter is about. And to be fair, I'll give Fido 10 out of 10 anyway. Though I will in future, I won't be commenting too much on people's artwork, because art is always, remember, is self-expression, and it's how the artist sees it, not necessarily how you see it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. What other information can I quickly share with you before I go? Because this is my first book review. Yes, we did a big road trip, by the way, bring you up to speed on that. A couple of incidents happened. We have videoed it, but we've got to do a bit of filtering, because a bad thing happened, and obviously I won't go. You'll know more when I actually eventually do load that video up. Not a bad thing to Doris, not a bad thing to Dr. A, not a bad thing to me, just a situation that arose on the road. And no, we wasn't involved in an accident or anything else. Anyway, enough of that. Right, listen, I hope you enjoyed, and you know what, go out there and make somebody smile, and you know what, get this book. It's quite enlightening, and it makes a difference from anime, etc. Anyway, enjoy. Bye.